Much of Australia's pastoral heartland has turned to dust. In New South Wales, farmers like Cole Barton are getting desperate.
So I was a boy in 65 drought. I was only 16-year-old, come home from school, and that was pretty horrendous drought. That was known to be the father of all droughts, but this one is far worse.
It's been one of the driest years on record. Crops are failing, reservoirs have dried up, and many farmers are spending tens of thousands of dollars a week importing feed and water from less badly affected areas. Some are having to sell or slaughter livestock they can't feed, giving up years of future income. Authorities are providing more than $1 billion in drought relief packages, but say this is uncharted territory.
And you've got to remember that some of our farmers haven't really recovered from the last drought, so it is biting. Every farming business is different. Some are doing better than others, but regardless, we're going to stand by all of them to get everyone through this challenging period.
Many of these farms have been in the same family for generations. But many people are worried about what they're going to have left to pass on to their children.
I want my boys to come onto the farm. I want them to be fourth generation on this farm. And I really worry about the future now. I really wish that politicians would show some leadership on climate change and come up with some better ideas than what we've got right now.
Even if rains do come soon, farmers like the Bartons will be feeling the heat from this drought for years to come.
The quake struck the north of the tourist island of Lombok at about 6:45 p.m. local time, so just after dark. It was very powerful, a magnitude of 7, and fairly shallow as well, just 15 kilometres deep. So it triggered a tsunami warning for local coastlines, which after some time was lifted. But for a while there, many coastlines around the area were very frightened indeed. I spoke to a source on the ground in the Gili Islands nearby, and that source told me that hundreds of locals and tourists fled to high ground, which wasn't very high. Some of them were huddled in the dark, wearing life vests and praying after each aftershock. Now this comes just a week after another strong earthquake right in the same area, northern Lombok, 6.4 on the Richter scale. More than a dozen people were killed in that quake, and several hundred hikers were stranded on Mount Rinjani.